It was Christmas Eve, and the quiet Nebraska countryside was wrapped in a blanket of gray clouds. The wind, cold and sharp, swept across the vast open fields, a familiar song for the hard-working folks of the heartland. Driving his old, trusty pickup truck, Ethan Miller was finally on his way home. For months, he'd been away, working on a distant farm, his hands calloused but his heart full. He'd saved every penny he could, and now, nestled in the passenger seat, was a bag of carefully chosen gifts and a special box of chocolates for his little girl, Lily. He could already picture her face, lit up with joy, and the warm smile of his wife. Sarah, the thought of spending Christmas morning with them was the fuel that had kept him going. On the radio, soft Christmas carols played, a gentle soundtrack to his journey. The road ahead stretched out, a long, snowy ribbon under the dimming sky, but it felt peaceful, like the final quiet moments before a joyful reunion. Beside him, his friend and co-worker Jake took a slow sip of coffee from a thermos. "Man, it's gonna be good to be home," Jake said, his voice filled with a happy sigh of relief. A genuine smile touched Ethan's tired face. "Yeah," he agreed, his voice a mix of deep love and bone-deep exhaustion. "Nothing feels better than family on Christmas." He pictured Lily running into his arms. The weight of her small body, a comfort he'd missed more than words could say. He thought of Sarah's embrace, the one place in the world that felt truly like home. Every mile brought him closer, and the anticipation grew with each turn of the wheels. But the Midwest winter can be a cruel and unpredictable thing. As they approached a sharp turn near an old familiar bridge, the road, which had seemed so peaceful just moments before, revealed its treachery. A layer of black ice, almost invisible in the fading light, coated the asphalt. Out of the swirling snow, another truck appeared, its headlights a sudden blinding glare. It swerved, fishtailing wildly across the icy lane directly into their path. Ethan's heart leaped into his throat. His farmer's hands, so used to controlling powerful machinery, gripped the steering wheel, turning it hard. He fought for control, muscles straining, but it was like trying to steer on glass. The pickup's tires lost their grip, and the world dissolved into a terrifying spin. Time seemed to slow down and speed up all at once. There was the sickening screech of metal, the gut-wrenching lurch as the truck skidded, and then the violent, bone-jarring impact as it flipped and crashed against the cold, unyielding guardrail, and then silence. A profound, deafening silence, broken only by the gentle whisper of the wind and the soft, steady fall of the snow, which began to cover the wreckage like a white shroud. The Christmas carols on the radio had been silenced. The hopeful journey home had come to a tragic, abrupt end. The world just kept on turning, unaware of the life that had just been irrevocably changed on that lonely stretch of highway. When the flashing lights of the ambulance cut through the darkness, they illuminated a scene of quiet devastation. Paramedics moved quickly, their voices low and urgent in the cold night air. They found Ethan lying beside the wreck, the snow around him stained with a story of struggle. But what they noticed first was his hand. Even in that moment, it was still clutching the small, slightly crushed box of chocolates he had bought for Lily. It was as if his last ounce of strength was dedicated to protecting that one simple gift, a symbol of his love for his daughter. A paramedic knelt beside him, checking for a pulse, trying to offer what little comfort he could. Ethan's eyes fluttered open, a flicker of consciousness in the twilight. A faint, peaceful smile touched his lips, a smile that seemed to look past the pain, past the wreckage, to a vision of home. He whispered, his voice barely audible above the wind, "Tell her, Daddy's coming home for Christmas." And with those final, loving words, his eyes slowly, gently closed for the last time. His promise was kept, not in body, but in spirit. He had made it home. The next morning, Christmas Day dawned across the small town. The church bells rang out, their joyful chimes echoing through the crisp air, calling families to celebrate the birth of hope. Children laughed, presents were unwrapped, and homes were filled with warmth and the smell of festive meals. It was a day of celebration for so many. But in the Miller home, the morning was quiet and somber. Candles were lit, not for celebration, but for remembrance. Their gentle flames danced in the still air, casting a warm glow on the faces of Sarah and Lily. They were lit for Athena-devoted husband, a loving father, a hard-working man who had given everything he had for the family he adored. That Christmas, there were no grand presents under the tree for them, no joyous reunion at the door. But it became a day etched forever in their hearts. It was a memory not of gifts bought in a store, but of a gift that could never be measured, the gift of unwavering love and ultimate sacrifice. It was a solemn reminder of the true, profound meaning of coming home, a journey not just of miles, but of the heart. Ethan's spirit filled their home, a silent, powerful presence that would stay with them forever. His love was the greatest gift he could ever give, and it was a gift that would last a lifetime. Thank you for sharing this moment with us. If this story touched you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more stories that explore the depths of the human heart. We appreciate you being here.